Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a sample play of the Solitaire Pro Football board game, and it's put out by somebody named Mike Keeley, and he doesn't have a website, but I'll put his contact information, his email address at the bottom of the video, underneath the video, and you can contact him to get a price list and see what's available. I think this game has been around for a while, like 30 years or something like that. I'm just guessing. But anyway, so I just want to give you an idea of what the materials that come with the game. It comes with a stack of these fast action cards, and I believe there's 100 of them, and they have all sorts of information on them, which we'll see as we go. There's also these play calling cards for the teams. They start from letter A to letter O, and I'll show you how you figure out which one you're going to use for a particular team. And it just there's basically three types of plays that you're going to be calling: run, short pass, and long pass. And the numbers from the fast action cards dictate which play you're going to be calling. So, and you also get this special action chart. It's for just sort of unusual things like onside kick, block field goals, block punts, fumble recovery. And there's a breakaway chart, which you refer to sort of regularly. That comes up sometimes. These are the team sheets that come when you order a season. This is the 1972 Green Bay Packers, and it's a team sheet. You can see there's players, like the main players that are involved in the play, like all the rushers and receivers and passers, and the ends, and the return specialists, and there's also an interception return section here, and the punters and the kickers, and there's a run and this chart up here in the top right corner is the run and pass defense charts. So it's an adjustment numbers that gets applied. And there's some other numbers here. So, and it also comes with these score sheets, which you can fill in, and then you can keep track of the yardage for each time a rusher or a receiver gets a pass, or a rusher runs the ball. So another reason to use this score sheet is that you do have to do some housekeeping while you play this game. I'll just point it out here. You see that the rushers and the receivers and the backs and the ends, they have this R rating, and that just means that's related to their usage. So what this means is that so Brockington, for instance, on Green Bay, his number's 14, which means you can have him run 14 times, but you can't have him run for a 15th time until these other players have met their R ratings. You actually have to sorry, I forget what it is offhand, but I think it's you pick the top three. I think it's the top 3 rushers and the top 4 ends. So you can just put a little mark here on the sheet. So so at least Brockington can't run for a 15th time until Lane has run 9 times and Williams has run twice. And same thing with the ends. The receivers' backs it's not critical for that, but it's for the ends it's the R. So you'd have to use each of these ends once each before you run, before you get them receive a pass a second time, for instance. So you can keep track of that on the score sheet, as you go. So Okay, so I guess we'll just get going here. So I played the first half already between the Packers and the Oilers, and it's 14-0 for Green Bay. And Houston received the kickoff in the first half, so they're going to be kicking off to Green Bay. So what we do is we flip our fast action card, and we look at the KO section, the kickoff, and that means that this means that the kickoff has landed on the goal line. I just want to show you a couple other examples of kind of results you get. It just tells you where the ball landed, or where the receiver fielded the ball. So at the 2-yard line, sometimes you can have a thing where it says end zone minus 2 yards, so that's 2 yards into the end zone. At that point, you can decide whether to return the ball or not. So if you decide to return the ball, so say the ball's on the goal line, so you flip the fact and you get this thing called the play number, and that's 27. So we look at the kickoff return section of Green Bay's card, and we look in the R column, and 27 is Staggers. He's going to be returning the ball. And and then you flip and get another number. You flip and you look at the kickoff punt return section, and it just says average. So you would use Staggers average yardage for the return, 22-yard. So it's a 22-yard return. So he fielded the ball at the goal line and returned it 22 yards. So Green Bay is going to be starting off at they're on 22. Okay, so these play calling cards, to figure out how you which one to use. So you look at this number here for Green Bay, this offense number of 34, and you go over to Houston's thing, and you look at the defensive adjustment. So it's +3. So Houston has a very poor defense that year. They only won 1 game out of 14. So that the adjustment would be 37, but 34 is actually the highest you can go. And these cards are numbered from A to O, and O is the highest. So Green Bay is going to be using the O play calling card. So by contrast, Houston's offense is 26. Green Bay's defense adjustment is 0, so it is 26. So 26 corresponds to play calling card G. Okay, so all right, so what we do is we flip it back and we look at this number 42 and this letter D. So we look at it's first down and 10, and 42 corresponds to the short pass play call. And then for the D, we look over on Houston's pass defense column, and we look under D, and the adjustment is -2. This other column here is just if Green Bay is inside the 15-yard line, Houston's 15-yard line. So there's going to be adjustment of -2 here. So Green Bay is going to do a short pass, and you just have to decide who you're going to be your designated receiver. So let's say Dale is going to be the receiver. So you take his R rating, which is 1. You add the quarterback's S rating, which is 7. So that's 8. And then you take Houston's defensive adjustment, which is -2. So 6. So you flip the fact, and you look in this section at the bottom, where numbers are 1 to 15, and you look at 6. So it says PR, and there's a little F there. It's kind of hard to read on this. So that means there's a pass rush with a possible fumble. So what we do is we look at Green Bay's pass block rating, which is 20. Houston's pass rush rating, which is 33. So we draw a fact, and the number on the fact is 4, and that does not fall within 20 from 20 to 33, that those are inclusive. So that means that there's no sack, but the quarterback's going to be scrambling. So in that case, we draw another fac, and we look at the play number. It's 21, and we look at the quarterback's scramble rating, which is 21 to 26. So he is going to run the ball. So then we just flip a fac. No, actually, we don't flip a fac in that case. We just use the quarterback's average run rating. So that's Hunter. His average rating is a 1. So it's a 1-yard gain. So he scrambles, and it gets a 1-yard gain. So it's 2nd and 9. So just continue on. Just a second. Okay, sorry about the contrasting lighting there. I just shut the curtains, so hopefully I won't blind you anymore. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's 2nd and 9. So we draw a fac, and the fac is 26. We look at play calling card. So it's 2nd and 9. So it's 2nd 8 or more. And the number is 26. So that's in the run column. So we're going to have a run. So for a run, see, Brockington's rating is, our rating is 14, Lane is 9. So those are the most frequent runners. So we'll say Brockington's going to run this. So we take his average rating, which is 4, and we take the C from the fac and look at Houston's defensive thing, and C has a 0 adjustment. So it's just going to be starting with 4. We flip a fac, and we look at the run section. It says penalty. So there's a penalty on the play. So what we do is we just flip another fac and resolve the play, and then we'll resolve the penalty at the end. So it says breakaway. Okay, so this is a good example. So with a breakaway, we're going to flip another fac and get a number of 2. So we're going to look at this BR column. This is breakaway rating, and Brockington's is 1 to 16. So it is within his, the fac of number of 2 is within his breakaway rating. So we're going to look at the breakaway chart, and we have to look at this number in brackets, which is 6. So we're going to draw another fac, and the number is 19. So on the breakaway chart, the rating is 6, and it says if it was 1 to 5, then it would be his longest gain, but it's 6 to 50, so it's a short gain. So what we do is we just flip a fac, and we look at the short gain section of the next fac. And it says average plus 9. Brockington's average is 4, so it's a 13-yard gain, but we still have a penalty, so we've got to remember that. Okay, so we draw. So what we do to resolve a penalty is that we look at the penalty rating of the team on offense, the offensive team's penalty rating, which is 16, like their offensive penalty rating, that is, and Houston's is 39. So if we draw a fac and the number is from 16 to 39, then the penalty is going to be on Green Bay. If it's outside that, then the penalty is against Houston. Okay, so we draw a fac, and it's 15. That's outside the 16 to 39 range, so the penalty is against Houston. So we draw another fac, and let's say it was a run play, and we look into the penalty section and the defense, and it was a 5-yard penalty. Now, since it was a 13-yard gain, they're going to decline the penalty, and it would just be there's to be a third and one situation. I think it was. What was it now for? It was a 13-yard gain, wasn't it? Yes. Sorry. So that was a first down. Okay. So, the other thing about the score sheet is that it tells you, it has a little chart about how long each play takes. It's mostly 30 seconds, except if there's a penalty, it's only 15 seconds, and so on. So, okay, so let's just continue on here. So it's 1st and 10 again. So his number is 27. We look on the play calling chart, and that's a run. And the letter is E, and Houston's E against a run defense with the letter E is -1. So let's say Brockington's going to run again. So we take his average rating, run rating, which is 4, and subtract 1. So we've got 3 to start off, and then we'll see the result from the fact. It says average -2, so it's only a 1-yard gain. So we're going to get 2nd and 9 again. So 2nd and 9, and it's 38. And 38 is a short pass. And it's A. And Houston's pass defense A is -2. So for a short pass, let's say we're going to pass to Glass. So we take his R rating, and then we add the quarterback's S rating, which is 7. I think I've explained this already. So that's 8, and then we take, and then it's Houston's adjustment of -2, so it's 6 is the number we're going to be looking at in the next card. And 6 says C for complete. Blank means incomplete. IX means a possible interception, and then PE would be a penalty. And you could have a pass rush without a possible fumble. So, okay, so it's complete. So that so what we do is, if on a complete pass, on a short pass, we just flip and look at the pass gain thing. So it says average -7. So Glass's average is 16. So that's a 9-yard gain. So it's a first down. So Green Bay's out to their 45. I'm not really sure if that's right. I've been moving the yardage marker, hitting an accident because I'm moving things around. So we'll just say they're at their 45. So we're at 1st and 10 again. Okay, so 1st and 10, 18, that's going to be a run. You get C, the adjustment is 0, so let's say Lane is going to offer it. Lane's going to run the ball. His average is 4, and there's no adjustment. The result is average +1, so it's a 5-yard gain for Lane. So it's 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5, 44. That's a short pass. Okay, let's just say this is they're going to do a long pass. The long pass procedure is a little bit different than a short pass, so I just want to go through that. It's basically the same as what you're going to be looking at. Let's say we're going to pass to Brockington. So we use the R rating, and instead of using the quarterback's S rating, we're going to use the L rating, which is 1. So it's 1 + 1 is 2. And then we're going to still use the defensive adjustment. So E for Houston is -3. So 2 - 3 is -1. So it can never be lower than 1. So we're going to be looking at result number 1 on the card, the next fact. So it's complete, which is unusual probably. So what happens on a complete pass, on a long pass play? You're going to be checking to see if you're checking first for the longest gain. So Brockington, so we look at the receiver number under the BR column, and it's a 2. And so we're just going to look at that breakaway chart, and we're going to draw a fact, and it's the number is 11. So it says it is his longest gain. So it falls in the longest gain range. So then that's the case. So let's say you would look into the LG column. So for the longest gain, that's a 48-yard gain for Brockington. But in this case, it was a short pass, and we'll just go through the motions as if nothing. If we didn't check for that, so the pass, we just look under the regular pass gain section. If on a long pass, if the result from the breakaway chart it was number 2, and say the number was above 21, so from 22 to 50, you would just flip the fact and you would look at the L past G result to get the result of the play. So if that happened, then C is average +17. So in this case, Brockington's average is 11 plus 17 is 28, so it would be a 28-yard gain instead of a 48-yard gain. So I just wanted to show you that long pass thing. Okay, so let's say that Green Bay is passing the ball, and there was a pass rush with a possible fumble result, and we flip the fact, and it turns out that there was a sack, that Houston sacked the Green Bay quarterback. So what we have to do is, if it said pass rush with a small f, we'd have to check for a fumble. And what we do is we'd flip the fact, and we look at that number, and we compare that number with the team's fumble range, the one that's not in brackets. So it's 1 to 23. So in this case, the number is 41. So that means there was no fumble. In the end, if the number was between 1 and 23, then you would flip another fact and compare that number with the number in brackets. And if the fact was within this range, that means the team has lost the fumble. The other team has recovered. So in that case, Houston would have recovered the fumble. I just want to show you just a different result, because Green Bay's fumble and fumble lost ratings happen to be the same, but Houston's, their fumble rating is 1 to 32, and their fumble lost rating is 1 to 17. Okay, so let's say we get an IX result, possible interception. So what we do there is we draw a fact and get the new play number 25. And what you're going to do is look at the quarterback's interception rating, which is 16. Possible interception rating, which is 16, and the defensive team's interception rating, which is 26. And so you see if the fact falls in between those two numbers. So the number is the number falls between it, so there would be an interception in that case. So in the case of an interception, you would flip the fact and get a new number, play number 32 in this case, and you would look at the you wouldn't necessarily look at that. You would look at the pass gain or long pass gain section to see how far downfield the interception occurred. So say average -3, you would look at the intended receiver and look at his average rating, and you would subtract 3. You would get the yards downfield, and if the interception was in the end zone, then you would look in the special action chart. There's interceptions in the end zone part. Excuse me. And then you would flip another fact, and you would use that number 7, and then you would look on the defensive team's interception return chart to see which player intercepted the ball. And in this case, it would be Atkins. And then you would flip another fact, and you look in the interception return section and say no gain to see how far, if there was a return at all. Going back, and if for that possible interception range, if the number was outside of the range between the quarterback's interception rating and the defensive team's interception rating, then it's just treated as an incomplete pass. Okay, so I just have a little checklist here of fumble. Okay, haven't done punts yet. Punt is pretty straightforward. There's a lot of fact flipping there. So with a punt, you just flip. You look in the punt section. You get average -3. So you look at the punter's average punt length. So it'd be 38 yards in that case. Then you would flip the fact and get a 24. And you look at the punt return section to see which receiver gets the ball. It's a guy named Houston. Flip another fact, 44, and you would compare it with his fair catch rating. So it's outside his fair catch rating, so he's going to return the ball. And then you would just look at the kickoff punt return sections at average -1. and his average rating is 5. So in that case, the return would be 4 yards. You can have some results from a punt, like if you get a PX result from a punt section, that means that there's a possible block punt. And there's also strategies for rushing the kicker, or you can try an end zone kick, or actually I guess it's like a coffin corner punt. If you're on your own, between your own 45 and the offensive team's 35-yard line, you can try to punt the ball inside the 20, and you would use the punter's end zone rating, which is this here, and then you would draw a FAQ and compare that with the end zone punt return section. So if it would be punted the ball, he's trying to do that, and this rating is a C. You look at the end zone punt section, and if the rating's A to C, then the ball would end up on the 3-yard line. Yeah, I think that's basically it for the gameplay. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward to learn. Really, it didn't take long for me to the rule book is long. It's about 20 pages or so, but it's very, very well written. Lots of examples, and so it's easy to understand. As usual, I've made a quick reference card to keep track of all the little things, and I referred to them during this video. So yeah, the only big difference in this is that you have to keep track of the player usage, and Mike says that's to reflect you'll get proper results if you use their usage guidelines. So I believe that's it. I really like this game, and I know other people do. There's lots of posts on the Delphi forums. People giving testimonials about this game, and for the time it takes to play, I'm guessing I'd say 1.5 to 2 hours to play a game. I think I played a quarter, and it took me about 20-25 minutes. I was still sort of learning, so you might be able to play this game in, once you get everything down pat, you might be able to play this game in about an hour. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, just leave it below the video, and talk to you later. Bye.